Hi. So I just saw Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, or Grindelwald, as people pronounce it in the film. Okay, so before I get into this movie, I would like to say that I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Ever since I was born, I've lived with Harry Potter. I've seen every single film like 1,000 times, and I know them from front to back. I've read all the books, so I was pretty excited to see this movie, mainly because I really loved the first Fantastic Beasts. It was a simple movie that set it up this world in a calm way and told a story in a simple manner. That's what I love about the film: the characters, the simple story, the simple narrative, and I like the animals. I like the Fantastic Beasts element of the film. But at the same time, I was kind of scared to see this movie because before I went into this movie, I saw the reviews for this film because I was pretty excited to know. And I saw that critics bashed this movie. They called it
the worst Harry Potter film in existence.
This is an atrocity to Harry Potter and its fans.
So yeah, I was a little bit scared to see this film. And coming out of the film, I've got to say, I'm shocked. So let's talk about the movie. Fantastic Beasts 2 is set 9 months after the events of the first Fantastic Beasts. And in this movie, Grindelwald has escaped from his prison, and now it is up to Newt Scamander, who is on a mission by Dumbledore, to find Credence before Grindelwald does and recruit him for his army. To put it quite simply, I think I like this movie, but it's mainly because of the nostalgia. Because this movie is different. I wouldn't say the movie is garbage or anything. I wouldn't say this movie did not entertain me for a while. But as a Potter fan, it did confuse me quite a bit, and it kind of broke the whole universe and its rules. But that's going to be like a whole separate video for next time. One of the things I most enjoyed about this film was the characters, mainly Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander and Jude Law as Albus Dumbledore. What I really liked about this movie is that it kept Newt's character as he was in the first movie while still adding up to his history. In the first film, we got to see Newt as an awkward introvert who has a heart of gold and loves animals. And in this film, we still get to see that, but his character gets even more explored. The history of the character gets more developed as we meet his brother, Leta Lestrange, and we still get to explore his relationship with Tina, who is also a highlight in the movie. Now, I know, hashtag protect the secrets, but they have this really cute little scene in the library that just made me burst in laughter, but it also melted my heart. It was just so adorable and so cute with the awkwardness and the character portrayals. Oh my god, Eddie Redmayne and Catherine Waterston did a perfect job in this scene. And honestly, it just had me sitting down in the movie theater saying, just kiss already. The fandom wants it. Eddie Redmayne gave a wonderful performance as Newt Scamander, and I think he's one of the best elements of this film and in the whole franchise in general. He's a really good character who kids can root for and can look up to him, just like Harry Potter. And my god, did Jude Law pull it off as Dumbledore in every way possible. I found his interpretation of the character as being very faithful to Michael Gambon's Dumbledore. I can actually see Jude Law as a young Dumbledore. His character is very calm and very stoic. He is a very powerful wizard who could defeat you without you even knowing he already defeated you. I really want the films to explore his character even more in the future. But what I like the most about this character is that we get to see that he has a troubled past. And we actually get to see glimpses of that in visions, in the Mirror of Erised, and through conversations with other characters. But I think that the most intricate relationship that he has is with Gellert Grindelwald, who, as some Potterhead fans know, they were in love and they were kind of in a relationship, but it ended up really bad. And that brings me to Johnny Depp's Gellert Grindelwald. I thought he was nice in the film. I thought he served his purpose as the villain of the film. And I really got to see that he is a very powerful wizard who we should fear because he has an excellent introduction at the beginning of the film with a very exhilarating action scene that was shot beautifully. David Yates nailed the introduction to this movie. But at the same time, I thought we didn't actually get to see a lot of him. And that's weird because for a movie called The Crimes of Grindelwald, we don't actually get to see a lot of Grindelwald, or crimes. I mean, Johnny Depp can definitely pull the menacing look, but I just felt that his character was a little bit underdeveloped. But at least we got to understand his motives and why he's doing what he does. Another thing that I also really liked is the use of magic in this film. While in the Harry Potter universe, we've seen wizards and witches use magic for a lot of different things, mainly for battle and really cool action sequences. In this film, we actually get to see magic used in a different way. In this movie, we actually get to see magic being used to solve simple tasks that everyday people have. We actually got to see a different range of magic that we haven't seen before. But that leads me to my problems with this film. I think the reason critics hated this movie a lot was mainly because of its screenplay, because it's bad. I never thought I would say that about a piece of work written by the goddess J.K. Rowling. Oh, it hurts me right in the heart as a fan. Oh. But at the same time, we also got Cursed Child, so the plot of this movie just feels very convoluted and overstuffed because there's just a lot of things going on. And it would have helped if characters were well, if characters stick together more. There's just a lot of characters in different places who are trying to do different stuff. So it kind of feels like a detour every time we change from the main quest of Newt Scamander to, let's say, Tina or Queenie or Grindelwald even. And it pains me to say, but the Hogwarts detour also kind of felt a little bit messy, kind of felt a little bit forced. Even though I really liked it, just, I don't know, it just felt like, oh, look, we're back in Hogwarts. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I almost cried in the movie theaters seeing Hogwarts again and hearing Hedwig's theme play in the background. It just, I don't know, it just didn't feel natural. And the flashbacks, oh my god, the flashbacks were just, they weren't really well put together. It definitely made the pacing drag, and sometimes I was just confused as to what was going on. I swear there were many instances where I actually thought that I had skipped like 2 or 3 scenes, and I was scared because I was getting lost in a Harry Potter film. I think it was mostly because a lot of scenes were cut in the editing process, and I think these scenes kind of explain how our characters move from one point to the other, or they kind of develop more these plot points. This movie feels like J.K. Rowling tried to write The Order of the Phoenix all over again, trying to write as much detail as possible, but then they just crammed it into this 2-hour movie that doesn't make sense, that's trying to fulfill everything that J.K. Rowling set up to, while sacrificing sacrificing comprehension and fluidity. Also, I thought that some of the references in this movie were kind of forced, like Nicholas Flamel. I definitely liked his character. He was pretty entertaining, and I expect we get to see more of him. And Nagini, they're just things that are there for Potter fans to get excited for. The cinematography, even though it looked beautiful in a lot of scenes, there are certain aspects that made this film feel very different. For example, the way characters were framed, or how sometimes they zoomed into Lita's face and Newt's face, which, even though I think it served a purpose just to show the relationship between them, to show how their expressions and how their relationship is very complicated, I just felt it was a little bit odd seeing it in a Harry Potter film. And at the end of the day, I think this movie did not succeed at what it was trying to do. It was trying to aim really high to be this emotional experience for fans, but it ended up being this confusing journey that at the end of the movie just left viewers with more questions. It didn't really resolve its main plot, just left it hanging there, but it just left a lot of questions unanswered. And now I'm expecting for the third movie to solve these issues. I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 5. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching my first video on YouTube. And I hope that you really liked it, because in the future I'm going to try and upload more reviews. I'm going to try to upload theories, essays, a lot of things. So subscribe, give it a like, and I'll see you next time.